I'm Brittany.
And I'm Tori.
And this is
the Be Afraid of the Dark podcast.
Hello, Spookyton.
Hello.
How is thou? Sorry, wrong pronunciation. Ooh, grammar not saying me.
I'm better. Was my intro better this week?
It was. There was
Okay.
a lot more happiness in it.
Okay, good. I'm glad it appeased you.
Well, I love how you do it every week. It kind of just describes our characters.
It's so true.
But you're always so like happy, but then you're always just like, hello.
I know.
I'm Brittany.
Everyone like in our day-to-day life would be like, "Oh, Brittany, she's so bubbly," and then I come in here and I'm like, "Hi."
What the fuck is up?
What the fuck is going on?
Okay. So, how was your day?
Super exhausting, but I'm here, so it's wonderful.
But didn't like you move up in your ladder, Miss Lady?
Kind of. I'm not exactly sure what my new position is called. It's like half shop manager, half parts girl / marketing manager / something else. And
/ look cute while doing it.
I mean half bruh girl.
Bruh. Same.
Or meh girl.
I'm a bruh girl. Nails done, but rest in me nah.
And no, I think that counts as a meh girl.
Is that a meh girl?
Yeah, I think that's more of a meh girl. I think I count more of as a bruh girl because I'm dressed a little bit more masculine than you do.
Yeah, but you wear more rings. Oh, no, you do only wear 2.
Yeah.
Only wear 2.
I was wearing a third one, my Harry Potter one that said like mischief managed. But it was just like a little too, and I wore it on my dominant hand, so it was actually starting to like cut off blood flow on my thumb, and I had so my thumb's like actually still a little like.
You want to talk about indentation, bitch?
Yeah, that's how my thumb was. I've
Girl,
had
this has been on this finger for like 7 years. It was a promise ring Lucas got me. I put it on this finger, and then, but the engagement went on. Okay, anyway, so I don't know if all y'all mofos have been playing around on TikTok lately, but there's that new AI anime filter that's up on there.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about it until you were.
Well, apparently people are like, let's go ghost hunting with it. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go ghost hunting with it.
Can we talk about why you decided to do it while you were in the bathroom, though?
I was bored and taking a shit. Leave me alone. I was like, I wonder if this works, just because I was bored.
Right.
I also kind of wanted to see what it was going to do to the bathroom stall and animate it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I take a picture of the corner. Bitch. Harold's just vibing in the corner and its back and his hands are like up over his mouth. And I'm like,
we'll post the pictures to our social media.
I'm like, we had this conversation, Harold.
You have to stay home.
And then,
Harold, I know you're listening, so this is your second warning now.
Second? I've told him like 5 times.
Well, he's young and mischievous.
Yeah, but he can stop, please.
Anyway,
you drain me.
Continue.
And so I'm like, that's weird. Why are you here? So like,
right.
I took another one. Like why not?
For giggles because you already caught something. I don't know.
Like, well, whatever. We'll take another one. A completely new ghost.
So we don't know if that was a ghost following you, or maybe it was just maybe your workplace is haunted, and she was like, "Hey, I use this bathroom too."
It's like moaning Myrtle without the moaning.
There's so many Harry Potter talk in this one.
Harry Potter,
the boy came to die.
Harry.
But okay, on all realness.
Sorry, we're
crackhead energy
exhausted.
again.
Guys, we're burning out over here.
But we have another interview today.
Yes, we
do with Corby. He is a wonderful psychic, medium, past life person, and we're very excited for her to tell us all about it.
Oh, don't forget she's a certified tarot card
Yes.
master. That's
Yes.
important.
Yes, you're very excited about that one.
Gosh, I love tarot. It's so cool.
But to not make this any longer, let's jump into it.
Let's go, bitches.
Here we go.
Well, spooky tins, I know you just heard from us a second ago, but now we're transitioning into our interview
with Corby McLeod.
We are so excited to have you on today.
It's great to be here.
I don't know what it is anymore.
Yeah, evening. So Corby, go ahead. Kind of tell everyone what your passion, what you've been doing.
Okay.
I guess.
The 30-second elevator speech. I'm a certified tarot master, past life specialist, psychic medium and channel. I've been reading since 1973. That's how old I am. I'm 68.
You don't look it. I'll give you that, girl.
You do not look it.
You look amazing.
Two magic words, darling. No children. Takes 10 years off your looks right there.
Well, she already lost.
Yeah, I'm done for.
Oh, well. So how I got started, which is what everybody wants to know. When I was 9, I read a book called The Witch Family by Eleanor Estes, and I thought, ooh, there's magic in the world. I want to go find it. Fast forward to 1973, when I was a senior in high school, working part-time at Spencer Gifts. They had the James Bond 007 tarot deck, and I bought it because we were all hippies then. You had your elephant bell bottoms and your fringe jacket and your deck. So I read for 20 years. Yes, because the cards fascinated me. All of a sudden, in the early 90s, I could do hands-on healing and talk to dead people with no training. That's when the universe handed me my draft notice and said, hello, you're working for us. So I did it part-time for years while I had a very checkered career. Actress, author, inspirational speaker, video producer, legal assistant, writer for the graphic novel series ElfQuest.
You've done it all.
Yep. But always the psychic work on the side until 9/11. When my husband and I watched the towers burn, I said, I have got to do this work full time. People need to know there are other answers out there. He said, I believe in you, go do it. So I still worked corporate for a year, doing the psychic work whenever I could. Once I knew I could make a living at it, I shut the door on corporate. It's been 20 years. I work 6 days a week. I read 1,000 people a year, and I get to get up in the morning. I don't have to get up in the morning. That's key.
That's amazing.
I love that. That is fabulous.
That's beautiful. I want to get to that point.
I know.
It took me a while. I started doing this work full time in my mid-40s. So some people would say I was a late bloomer, but every other job I had fed into being able to be a good intuitive counselor here. So none of it was wasted.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that point of view, like that mindset of like using everything to push you forward. Like that's amazing.
But I do have a question because I've always been interested in tarot myself. Is that something that like you learn through doing? Like, can you just pick up cards and just like learn from there? Do you need somebody to teach
depends.
You? Because
it's great if someone can teach you. There really weren't any teachers in the 70s. It was just coming out of the woodwork. Now there are tons. For instance, my very dear friend Pat Dumas, who is the best astrologer I've ever met, is doing Tarot 365 through York, Pennsylvania, Firefly Hollow, but it's also on Zoom. So you could take that course, and it's a year-long course.
Wow.
I also recommend that people use oracle decks. The reason being, there are no hard and fast rules for oracle decks, so you begin to trust your own intuition more. There are rules and regs for tarot, and they make sense, and they're useful, and tarot is fabulous. But you can start out with oracle decks. For instance, one of my favorite decks is Whispers of Lord Ganesh. And it's beautiful, beautiful artwork. Then you've got Spirit of the Wheel, which is a First Nations deck, Native American. Then you've got the Fairies Oracle, which is Brian Froud, who did Labyrinth and Dark Crystal. They're his
Oh, wow.
fairies. See,
Amazing.
each of
Wow.
these decks I use for a different purpose. They tell me what they want me to use them for when I get them. But tarot is always good for your absolute practical, detailed answers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something that's always interested me personally because I've always wanted to get my cards read at
Wait,
some
have you
point in my
never?
life. No, never.
Wow. Okay. I haven't personally. I had a tarot card reading done for while I was pregnant with my daughter
Mhm.
and stuff like that. Apparently her soulmate was born before her. She likes the men older, is what I was
Okay.
told.
I can see it
Okay.
already.
I was told that her soulmate was already born
Mhm.
and that they would have a great love story and that she was
Okay.
wise beyond her years.
So she's taken after her mama.
Okay. Now, let me play with what you got.
Okay.
It may be very true that a soulmate was born first, but a soulmate is not a twin flame because we have more than one soulmate and we don't always marry them. My father was my best friend. He was a soulmate. My last husband, no. This one, yes. So she could marry a soulmate, but it won't be the twin flame, John and Yoko
Okay.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
For those people that have never had readings, get this book. I wrote this for you. This is called The Psychic Yellow Brick Road: How to Find the Real Wizards and Avoid the Flying Monkeys. And the point is,
I love
there
that.
are 6,947 books telling you how to do your own psychic development,
Right.
and books by other psychics that say, and I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, so you should use me. Hello,
Right.
pumpkin.
This
I
is
don't do that.
Fifi.
I've got 3 cats, including a 27-pound Maine Coon. Any cat on the screen? Yes.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, we're about to get a Maine Coon, my husband and I are, so
I'm so jealous. Yeah, she's our little
Mainers are love and comedy in furry porta packs. You will love them.
Yes,
Hello,
this is our
Schnitz.
little podcast mascot.
we like to call her.
Yeah, she likes to join every podcast, so
Very good. So the point of the book is that it shows you how to choose a good intuitive, what questions to ask, what's not going to help you, when to run because you do not want a reading with this person, some detail about mediumship and channeling and all of that.
Yeah.
Because years ago, I was doing a very large psychic expo up in Toronto, 250 booths. Now, no matter how good the promoters are, they cannot vet every single person that's coming in for 250 booths.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a fake gypsy across from us. And we saw her run out and grab a woman who was walking down the aisle and say, you no need to pay $30, $40, $50. I need your palm for 10. Come. Drags her into her booth. 20 minutes later, we see her client leaving crying hysterically, and we all run over to find out what happened. And of course, the fake gypsy had said, oh, you have a family curse. How many in your family? 4? You have dog? $50 every family member, 25 for dog. He's small, we fix. And told the woman if she didn't burn 400 specially blessed candles at the Roman Catholic Church, I bless real good, only $1 candle. Her entire family was going to die in a car accident in 2 weeks, and she bought it.
Oh
That's
my
why I wrote that book. That is more common than you know.
I actually I don't even think I told you about this yet. I had someone like she was promoting readings, and so she promotes it as a free reading, and I was like, sure. She was in like a Facebook group that I was in, so I was like, yeah. And then she goes, you need to donate money towards me to get the rest of the reading. And I was like, oh, that's a little weird. And then she tells me that something like that, like I had that me and my partner had all these hardships, and the only way to do it was light so many candles at this price. And
oh no,
I was like,
honey, that's a scam artist. I do a free reading hour once a month on my Facebook page, Fire Through Spirit, and I'm running through 40 or 50 people. And I don't always get to everybody. And if you don't follow the rules, which means I need your name, your birth date, where you're from, and a specific question, you get skipped. And
Right.
guaranteed, people with polysyllabic names are all from Nigeria come in and, darling, please, I have a reading for you. I have been drawn to you. And my peeps know the minute they see that, they flag it and they talk to the admin who's running it with me, and we block them. But anytime you are on a free reading hour and either someone starts handling you for money or someone sneaks in who shouldn't be there, they are illegitimate, they are scam artists,
Yep.
they will steal your money. My
Yeah,
people know.
they
There are
really
three,
did try.
of course they did. Of course they did. At the beginning of my readings, I will give the name of 3 people I really like. One is great in health, one is a bruja, so if you need that kind of work, and one is an animal communicator. These are 3 things I don't really do, but these are friends. I use them myself, and so I am comfortable recommending them to the people who come to me. But anybody who I don't recommend, who just sneaks onto the page, people now know, don't go near them, because they are people who are unscrupulous, dishonorable, and you are not going to get a good reading from them.
Yeah.
And that's not only
Yeah.
my page, but anybody's like that.
Yeah. That's I it's so sad because I mean, there's movies after movies about all, fake psychics and whatnot, but I guess
Close your mouth.
you don't realize it, a lot. They're targeting people that are just looking for answers, and it's so it's so sad because people just want, a little bit of answers, and they're gonna like, okay, well, let's do that while we drain your bank account and give you false
Right.
hope and false information.
And the best readers aren't fortune tellers. They tell you, here are your opportunities and how to grab them. Here's the tough stuff. Here's how to get through it or around it. Here's your toolbox. Go rock and roll. If you give me a question with a yes or no, I'll say, change the question. For instance, let's say you girls were opening up a magic shop and you said, will our shop be successful? I would look at you and say, and what if I said, no, you're going to lose everything and live in a box under a bridge? Wrong question. What you
Right.
do is you say, how do I make my business take off? Then I have an entrepreneur spread for you. A card for you, a card for you, a card for the energy around the business, what brick and mortar location to look for, how to market it, clients, competition, staff, finances, what you need to know, and best possible outcome. That makes your free will the driver, and you'll do
Okay.
far better because I've given you tools. I'm not the repairman. You do the work. That's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
So does that work like in the same sense as like let's say like a psychic tells you something that's going to happen within like your future? Can you change that? So like is that like
Of course
within
you
the same
can.
sense?
Remember, even the best psychic is only 85% accurate. The only one 100% accurate is God, and God is not doing private readings this week.
Yeah, true.
Fair enough.
So now you may not be able to change what they see, but how you react to it will make a difference. Okay.
Okay.
One of the cards that a lot of people are scared of is the Tower card. I'm looking to see if I've got it, handy in my deck. The Tower card is burning tower, it's exploding, it's got people falling off it, and people look at that and think, oh my God, doom, gloom, and destruction. Now, what I want people to think about is consider it an imploding sports stadium. Okay, here you go. It's
Okay.
this card.
Okay.
Now, what city are you near?
Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids.
Michigan, Detroit. All right, we'll use the Detroit Tigers. Tigers want to build a new stadium. They got to blow up the old one first and clear the ground.
Awesome.
That's
Sorry.
what this is saying. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, maybe your marriage is going to break up, but you might find a better partner. Yes, you might lose your job, but then that's the chance for you to open up that magic shop you've been wanting. Yes, you may have to move, but you may find where you live is better.
Okay.
It depends on how you look at the information, because all of us are going to have challenges. Okay. It's how we do it. I've done the cancer dance 3 times.
Oh
Notice I
wow.
don't say I fought cancer, because what you fight fights back. And I don't
Mhm.
say I'm a survivor, because that gives you the whole feeling of hanging on by teeth and toenails. I
Right.
tell
Mhm.
people I'm a cancer dancer. I found out how graceful I could be under pressure, avoided getting my toes stepped on, and got off the dance floor in one piece. That was 18 years ago. This is 18 years clean. So that's how that works. And you get people not to stay stuck in the story. Okay. Cancer happened 18 years ago. I talk about it as an example, but I don't introduce myself as a cancer survivor or anything like that. I've done lots more interesting things since. So
Right.
remember, even the toughest thing that a psychic will find for you, you'll move past. It's part of your learning while you're in this form. That's all.
Wow. That's
Also, congratulations on beating the fight. I do give you that. My mother passed from it, so I congratulate everybody.
Um, I wasn't supposed to die from it, but that the story of that is actually in Robert Schwartz's book, Your Soul's Plan, which is about life between life and pre-birth planning. I'm the only one who's been in Rob's book from both sides of the fence. I am one of his 4 channels and his past life specialist, but I am also the woman known as Doris in the physical illness chapter, which goes over the cancer, why I got it, why it was part of my pre-birth
Mhm.
plan, and how my life evolved by going through it. So that's
wow.
just one
Yeah.
example.
And
No
it
matter what
sounds
happens.
and it sounds so crazy because like I mean my mother passed, but like watching her go through it like changed how I was as a person for fighting for things because
Mhm.
I didn't have her in my life. So I kind of had to learn to like do things as a woman like myself and learn like yeah, I had my grandparents, but it's not the same without a mom.
Mhm.
I was
I
6.
understand.
So you learn to grow and do it and coming from someone who had it, I have just the utmost respect and for anybody who beats it, I'm there for anybody who has it. Like
Yeah.
you just I'm proud and I'm happy
Yeah.
because I wouldn't be where I am today. Honestly, I believe if she didn't pass, I wouldn't be this strong.
Mhm.
That's how I try to look
So
at things.
what I invite you to think about is before either of you incarnated, the soul of your mother and your soul agreed that if your mother chose a shorter life because she had to go through the cancer for her, it would benefit you in certain ways. That's
Okay.
a pre-birth plan. And how
Okay.
you dealt with it was your free will. The way I talk about it is you're going to
That's
college,
yeah.
you're going to be a physics major.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can either take gut courses or double major plus lab. Either way, you're going to graduate. And the
Yeah.
choice of classes you take is like free will.
Okay. That
That
makes
makes a lot of
that
sense.
does make a lot of sense. Sorry, computer's dying.
That's okay.
Just quick plug-in moment.
I have another question for you. Are there
Sure.
like warning signs for like a bad psychic? Like even if they are psychic, are there like warnings for someone who's not good, who has ill intentions with their power? I guess you could say.
If someone is so eager to read you that they chase you, okay? Um, there's one particular guy, I think his name is Thomas John, and there's actually a Facebook page about what a scam artist he is. You
Oh
pay the
wow.
money, and
Oof.
then he schedules you, but then he has to cancel, then he schedules you again, and on and on and on. And people that have had readings for him say that maybe he's 45% accurate. Okay.
Oh, gee.
I tell people if let's take you're going to a psychic fair, okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I tell people you all have to be good puppies. First, you have to do your walkies, which means you come into the expo and you walk around and you look just look at everybody and get a feel. Then
Okay.
you have to get paper trained. What does that mean? That means that we all have things like this, rack cards or brochures that will
Hmm.
tell you about us. Pick them up, go sit down, there'll be chairs somewhere, and read through everybody that looked good. There are going to be 3 or 4 that you like. Then go back and talk to them if they're not busy. If they are, talk to their front people. But remember, we can tell you we're wonderful and that doesn't count. And we hire our front people to say they love us. My
Right.
first front person was the wonderful Laura Spickerman, who was my husband's office manager at the museum he ran Monday through Friday. Do you think she's going to dismiss his museum director on the weekend? Probably
No.
not. So what you want to do, you want to find our testimonial books. We all have them, and read through. Are we good? Are we kind? Are we funny? Do we have specialties, children, dogs, dead people? Would they come back? Are we accurate? But the
Okay.
last thing is you have to check in here. You're putting your hard-earned money on the table. If the psychic doesn't feel like they have a brain in their head, they really care about what they're doing, or they're going to give you good information, don't go there, no matter how cool the wiki woo looks on the table.
The
Got me?
wiki woo. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use
okay.
that now. The wiki woo.
The wiki-woo.
That's what we all use here on the East Coast. So yeah.
I love that.
So I guess that brings me to my next question. Does everyone have the ability? It's just simply like unlocking it and learning how to control it then?
Yes. We are all
Okay.
wired like the same house plant. It is the circuit breaker. People who think this is the devil's work, it's all unlocked and rusted shut. They'll never get anything. People like me, I deliberately let the power and the information flow. I want to do the work. People who think there's nothing to this, but they always know when the mother-in-law is calling, they have a short in the system. They think they're not getting anything, but they are. So
Okay.
yes, one of the major things I tell people is I am not special. You can do what I do. In fact, I lost a chance at a reality show because I wouldn't let them lie. I would not let them say, oh, there's nobody in the world like her. I said, this is not what I've told people. And when they
Right.
wouldn't, when I wouldn't lie about it, they went and found somebody else. It wasn't
Right.
worth my
Yeah.
integrity. It really wasn't.
Yeah, because I mean, as like an empath, like I've always wanted to open the door.
Mhm.
And like it's like I feel like anytime I slightly open it, it's almost like I get scared. And
Okay.
then I kind of just like I'm gonna creak that closed, but
Yeah.
like I'm gonna crack it just a little bit so I can still get in.
Channel.
See this book?
Yep.
Yeah.
Opening to Channel by Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer. This is how I learned 30 some years ago, and the book is still around. The reason that I love this book is because it teaches you how to protect yourself. It runs you through things, all the basic training. And if I can learn from that book, so can you. And trust
Yeah,
me,
definitely.
you know, there are 8 billion people in the world. I can't read them all. I'm 68. I'm not going to be here forever. We need the youngsters to come up and do the work. So there is lots and lots of room for anybody who really wants to do this professionally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of, yeah, it's like there's like a little crack. Like you can try to come in. It's just like a little at a time because I get nervous. Like today when I was messaging her, I was like, I've got like something's around me. I had like multiple spirits around me today and I was like feeling it. And I'm like, can I just like close this door a little bit? Like, can you go? You're draining me. I have a headache now. Like, please.
You really need to learn how to ground, center, and shield. Get this book. I'm telling you, this is the best
I'm
one
gonna
out there
have
for
to
what you
because
want.
I get it a lot more than she
Yeah.
does. I'm more physically empathic than she is, and I have a lot more that's open because I am like a paranormal magnet.
Yeah.
So it's like nonstop
Mhm.
with me all the
Gotcha.
time.
Okay.
So it's like, but if we can talk about past lives, if you're
Yes.
Sure.
interested,
Mhm.
how how can anyone know what their past life was? But does everybody know? Or is it
No,
only
we
just a
don't
select
remember our
few?
past lives unless we need them. Because
Okay.
if you're a janitor in Des Moines and then all of a sudden you realize you were Napoleon Bonaparte, you're really going to be happy swinging a mop? No.
Right.
No, definitely.
So we only remember those lives that are useful to us.
Okay.
And when I do, now there's also a difference, and this is very important for you and your listeners to know. There is a difference between past life regression and past
Mhm.
life retrieval. Regression must only be done by a certified hypnotherapist,
Okay.
Okay.
because if you see a traumatic death or something horrible happening, they know how to pull you back enough so you can observe it, get the information, but you're not reliving it. What
Okay.
I do is retrieval.
Okay.
That means you give me a challenge and I go up to the Akashic records, find out what you need, pull down the book and say, read chapter 2. The example that I like giving, there was a woman who came to me in Pennsylvania. She said, look, I'm really worried about my son. He's 29. He still won't make any decisions without checking with me first. He won't live more than a mile from me. What is going on? And so I dropped into trance for a minute and I said, okay, I'm seeing 1944 Utah Beach. So this is D-Day. And your son is a soldier on the beach. He's got a lot of shrapnel in his leg and it's bleeding pretty bad. You're his commanding officer and you go crawl over the dunes and you drag him to safety. You take some shrapnel too, but you both get out of there and you live. And I opened my eyes and she's very pale and she says, can you see my rank? I said, yes, you were a sergeant. She goes, he's called me Sarge since he was 3 years old and we've never known why.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So he
So
knew.
knowing what happened there, she can now take that story and give her boy perhaps more confidence that he's not going to get shot up in shrapnel and he can learn to live more independently.
That gave me chills.
Yeah, they're those kind of stories are very interesting to me. I actually just read one on a mother whose daughter, all she ever did was talk about how much she didn't like being in Maine. I know it's the weirdest thing. She's talking about Maine all the time. And she said, my mommy and my daddy and my parents and my sisters are, they're all there. And brings her to, they go to Maine for vacation and the girl freaks out. I mean, she's like, my daughter full flood freaks out, wouldn't get out of the car. We cross state lines and she's like full panic mode and we're trying to figure out what's wrong. And she's like, I don't like it here. There's something wrong. Come to find out, I guess there was like some huge accident and she was the only one that was left of her family.
Oh my gosh. So what does that look like for you? Like when you, I guess, go to do a past life retrieval?
I see it. It's like a movie. You see,
Okay.
That's amazing.
when you sign up with Spirit, say, I'm willing to do this work, Spirit kind of goes looking through your file cabinet, if you will, to see what you're good at.
Okay.
Me, I was a theater major at Brown University. I acted in New York, so I understand characters and storylines.
Okay.
Words are my drug of choice. I am a writer, so I can tell the stories. And I have been interested in history since I was a wee thing in single digits. So put that all together, show the same vision to me and someone else who does past lives, but doesn't have my historical background. They might say, well, it's a long skirt and a big hat in a very ornate building. It's somewhere old fashioned in Europe, I guess. I would be able to say that, okay, you're in a hobble skirt, that's a picture hat, that kind of ostrich feather, and you're standing in front of the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin. So this is Berlin in 1911 or 1912. Which one of
Wow.
us is going to give you more information? On the
Right.
other hand, do not ask me to draw spirit art because I cannot draw a stick figure with a sharp pencil and a loud prayer. Not my wheelhouse.
Maybe that's so good I can't draw.
For instance, I don't really like doing health questions. I'm a little bit of a hypochondriac. Don't want to go there. But my
I
feel
love
dear
that
friend,
you're honest though.
Yeah.
We love the
yeah.
honesty.
yeah. But my dear friend Stacy Wells, who was also in Rob's books with me, I've known her for 25 years. I consider her the best medical intuitive in the US. She has seen
Wow.
brain tumors people have missed. She is just fabulous. And so if you had a very serious health question, I would say you need to see Stacy. I
Wow.
wouldn't want to
Okay.
take your money for something I couldn't do.
Okay.
Okay.
That's ethics.
Yeah.
You know, when you are a certified tarot master, you have to have a code of ethics. It's part of what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes total sense.
So I guess what do you do? Do you do more tarot card readings or do you do more past life retrieval?
I'm a general practitioner. When people
Okay.
come to me, I joke that there are 4 things they want to know. The everyday tour bus, house, car, job, kids. Okay, God, you put me here. What the hell? Who was I in 1642 Belgium? I want to speak to my spirit guide Binky, and how's dead Aunt Mabel? That's everything that people come to me for. And so
That's
I do all of it.
Okay.
I do all of it.
That's a nice slogan to put on a business card.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you're fine.
the most important thing is that I bring people the information that they need for them to move forward in their lives. That's why I say I'm not a fortune teller. I'm an
Mhm.
intuitive consultant. Big difference.
Yeah.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
then you said that you also do like talk with like reincarnation and stuff like that, correct? From
Yeah.
what I read.
Yep.
Can you
Sure.
explain a little bit fully to everybody what reincarnation is if they're not 100% sure on what it is?
Okay. Well, you will often run into people who look at you and say, the Bible says we only live once and I'm going to go. And you're right too, because what reincarnates time after time again is our souls.
Mhm.
Brittany, Tori, Corby, we are one and done. This particular recipe will never be down here again.
Okay.
Now, for instance, when my father passed in 2001, he dropped the Jerry Dorkin personality. Dad was a great doctor. And if you will, he hung up the Jerry Dorkin suit in the closet and he's in his full soul self. But he does come to work with me when I do some medical intuitive stuff on occasion.
Okay.
And he puts on the Jerry Dorkin suit and comes down. So, what does he still maintain from that life? He still does terrible puns. He just does. He is
We love terrible
compassionate.
puns.
He is kind. He is a medical genius. What has completely gone away and dissolved because he doesn't need it now that he's out of the body? His hypochondria, his depression, and his anxiety. Those are things we
Wow.
learned with down here.
Right.
So, we all have things that we're not proud of. We all have things we think we did wrong. All of those kind of dissolve when we drop the body.
Okay.
When we are doing our best work, when we are kind, when we are altruistic, when we're truly in the universal energy of love and compassion and non-judgment, we are in our soul. And the soul retains that when we move forward. The way I would think about it is, let's say that you remember what things were like in fifth grade. And fifth grade was great and fifth grade was horrible. And when you're in fifth grade, everything means everything. But when you're your age now, it's kind of in the distance and you were there, but it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah.
That's how our soul feels about our lives.
Okay.
Interesting.
So it's not that we snuff out like a candle,
Yeah.
but we will recede from the tough stuff we did on earth and maintain only that which was beneficial to do and to learn.
Okay.
Okay.
Very interesting.
That makes sense. So, I don't know how to like word the question. Are soulmates people that are also soul bonded? Is that the word?
That's not a phrase that I use. Soulmates are our core team. For instance,
Okay.
let's go back to my dad. Normally, when we come into lives together, we're same generation, very often same gender, and we're best friends. I knew that all of the stuff I was going to have to go through in my life with a dysfunctional parent, mom, I was going to need a best friend as a father. So my soul asked his soul, would you be willing to come in and be my father in this lifetime? And we made that arrangement. That's how it works.
Okay.
Interesting.
So then can you go a little bit more on like twin flames then?
Yeah,
for us?
I'm very interested. If you want to elaborate.
Twin flames are, like I say, Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward, Bogart and Bacall. Trying to think of who these days is a twin flame. Usually they're people that you cannot imagine them with anybody else. So
Okay.
it's not Brangelina and it's not Bennifer. Um, But
do love a good benefit, though.
and it's not always that they get married. There is a very, very famous person. His name is Paramahansa Yogananda. He was the one who brought Eastern religion to the West.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
Yogananda had a disciple who found him at age 18, immediately left her other life, and was his disciple and outlived him by several years. She died at age 96. Her name with the self-realization fellowship was Sri Dayamata. Okay. They were twin flames. Even though there was never any sex, there was never anything romantic, they could not help but be together because of the learning that they were going to do. So that's
Okay.
an example of a twin flame.
That's amazing. So it's just really someone that like your soul is almost like magnetized to.
And they don't always come down. My twin flame, there was an agreement that he would not incarnate while I was down here doing this work because I had so much work to do that if I was distracted with a twin flame, I wouldn't get it done. So he's
Okay.
there, I'm here, and that's fine.
So you don't really necessarily get your soulmates or your twin flame in every life that you live.
You'll always have a soulmate or a few,
Okay.
but the twin flame, no, you do not always get them.
Okay. So when you say people have multiple soulmates, is there like a max? Like you usually
Nope.
like you just
Nope.
go, you just have as many?
As your life plan needs. Generally, I think it's like
Pitch me
5, 8, or
soulmates.
9. You know,
8 or 9?
That's most of what I've run into. But who died and made me God? I'm sure that that is not the only number you get.
We joke because we always say we're soulmates because we love each other more than our boyfriend and my husband.
Yeah. We love each other more than we love our significant others.
And even this cute little cuddly cat.
She's passed out.
She is knocked out. Thank goodness.
It's okay.
So I saw on when I was just on the website and I saw one of the questions that you said that we could potentially ask you. I was just curious as if this pertained to one of your books or what this was. It said, "What's a drive-by psychic shooting?"
Oh, that's a hot button. Okay.
Oh, if you don't want to answer it, that's totally fine.
Oh no, I do. I do
Okay.
because it's a hot
Okay,
button.
I was
ready to go.
I'm just very
Okay.
interested. I've never heard that. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, now
I'd
I
never-
need to know what this is.
Well, think about the Long Island medium. Okay.
Oh God, yeah.
You're in Wegmans and you're feeling up the cantaloupe trying to decide you want to take it home. But she walks up to you and goes, "Excuse me, your Aunt Doris, she says your wall tire in the back. If you don't fix it in a week, you're going to die in a car accident." Just telling you, and walks away. Now, number one, that's a complete lie. Why? Because her PR crew went out and looked at all the Wegmans supermarkets on Long Island and picked one. Then they interviewed a whole bunch of people and had them sign model releases, legal. And then they
Yeah.
rehearsed it 6 times. Okay. She's completely fake.
Oh,
But
I know.
people
she's-
see
yeah.
that and think that's what you're supposed to do.
Oh God.
And
Oh my God.
so, someone walks up to you in the mall and says, "Excuse me, but I'm a psychic and I have a message for you. And I see that you're probably not going to live past 40, so you'd better make plans now." Who the said that he could? When anything like that happens, the minute they open their mouth, I'm telling you, you just hold up your hand and say, "I do not want this information. I have not asked for it. Get out of my face." And if they follow you, you go and you find a cop or a store manager and you report them for harassment. You don't know this person from Adam's house cat. How do you
Yeah.
know whether to trust them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So never, ever, ever accept that. I mean, let's take a look. The mediums and psychics at Lilydale, which is a very famous metaphysical community in Western New York. If they had a message for you, they would come up to you in Wegmans and say, "Please excuse me, but my name is Reverend Shirley Jones, and I am a medium at Lilydale, and I believe I have a message for you. May I come to you?" May I come to you is the magic phrase. Because if you look at her and say, "I'm really sorry, but no," she'll walk away. Her
Mhm.
ego
Right.
will not trump your comfort. That's the key.
Okay.
And, you know, it happens with healers too. Um, when I'm reading at a psychic fair, you know, I'm bent over my desk for hours and I will usually get a headache. And so people see me do this, and your, you know, little Reiki one person, little dancing raccoon comes up and says, "Hi, I know Reiki. I'll fix it for you." When she comes at you with her hands like this, and I go, "No, thank you. No, really, I can do this. Please don't. Just a minute." And I finally look at her and say, "Back off." She gets very upset. "You're
Yeah.
not very
Yeah.
love and light, are you?" Well, you didn't listen.
Yeah,
That's a
definitely.
fair point.
That is
Free
very
free will. Your ego does not trump anybody's free will ever.
Yeah, that's an amazing point.
That's why it's a hot button with me, because it's been done to me.
I've
Yeah.
never had it like that because I've had somebody ask me, and it was actually when we went to get our tattoos. Someone was like, um, and they were a medium, and they were like, can I ask you something? And I'm like, sure, what's up? And they're like, do you have a little boy ghost following you? I'm like, oh yeah, that's Harold. He's around all the time. Like, yep, yep. Nope, that's good. He's just chilling.
No.
He's here. He's here 24/7, 7 days a week.
Yeah, now we've talked about him, he'll probably dim our lights on us.
Yeah, he's a little devil.
So, but no, that's the story about drive-by psychic shooting.
That's
I've never had it done
I've
like
never
that.
had it done, and you know what? I hope I never do, because
I'm very aggressive when it comes to people I don't know, and you know that.
that's true.
I don't like other people's interaction if I don't know you.
Yeah.
They just catch my attitude right away.
So, I I had a question, and now it's just
I got another list for if you can't think of it.
yeah. Go ahead while my brain
I
rejoins
think
the
it's
party.
a realistic question. Sorry, I'm not pulling my phone out to be mean. I'm pulling it out so I can ask you questions.
Okay, and the fact that we've gone past the 7:30, you can do that.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay.
It's up to you.
Yeah, if you want to keep going, we
I
can
can give you another 10 minutes or so, but then I have a client.
Oh, yeah, no, you're fine.
Okay, well,
Okay.
One more question
here,
then.
I'll do this last one. Since I'm just curious, Ouija boards, what are they actually? Like, are they actually bad? Are they actually good?
Oh, she's peeking.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ouija boards.
Are they fake? Are they
If you don't know how to ground, center, and shield, protect
Mhm.
yourself. Using a Ouija board is like throwing open your door in a strange neighborhood and yelling free beer. You do not know who's out there, but they heard you and you're coming. Yes, I know on Downton Abbey, they showed Anna and Daisy getting Matthew's dead fiance the day he
Right.
proposed to Mary. But I have had to handle two gibbering, hysterical teenagers when they put their hands on the planchette and said, "Who's there?" with no protection. What was spelled very fast backwards was, "I have an axe and I'm here to kill you." Trust me, it wasn't their Uncle Danny.
Oh
And for
my
everybody who says it's in the toy department, how difficult can it be? Because I get this when I lecture all the time. I said, okay, who here has a kid or a grandchild under 10? A bunch of hands go up. You, what's the kid's name? Joshy. How old is Joshy? Joshy is 8. Okay. Joshy comes to you and says, Grandma, I got all these on my report card. You said I could go get a toy. Let's go. And he drags you into the toy department over to a box that says, My First Chainsaw. It's in the toy department. Gonna let him play with it by himself? I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's a
So,
good point.
Good point. Good point.
you know, everything has thought forms. Why do we all love Santa Claus? Because we believed in him for so many years and we've given
Right.
him this kind, etc. Excuse me, etc., etc. People look at Ouija boards and have been so terrified by them that there is massive amounts of negative energy attached to all of them
Yeah.
as a thought form. Don't use them.
Wow.
Just don't use them.
Yeah, I've never planned on touching one a day in my life, but just wanted to throw the subject on there and
Yeah.
see if they were actually real or if they were actually fake. Because
There
you
are
hear all
lots of
these stories on them.
there's lots of other tools that you can use that are less dangerous than a Ouija board. It's my opinion.
Yes.
Well, it's good to know.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was really great talking with you.
And
I
a
had a
lot
great
of
time.
valuable information.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
much helpful information. If you
Okay.
want to just kind of give our listeners kind of where they can find you if they want to reach out, get more information about you real quick.
Oh, good God, they can't avoid me. They really can't. My website is Corby Mitleid. You can find me on YouTube and Instagram and Medium.com and Patreon, and it's all Corby Mitleid.
Perfect.
Nice and easy. Love that.
Well, thank you so much. And you know what? Maybe we'll have to get back together and do a little reading at some point. I'm curious what you could find for us.
Sounds good to me.
All right. You have a great rest of your night.
Thanks so much.
Good to see you.
Bye.
I have just regained so much knowledge that I did not know that I needed. Like, I'm about to go and get that book because I feel like both me and you could use.
I want the book she's written with the Yellow Brick Road one that she talked about, and then
the tarot.
Yeah,
Because I feel like both me and you should be able to learn how to like put that wall up.
Yeah.
Particularly.
Yeah.
Me.
Magnet over there. But oh my gosh, she just has so much knowledge and just life experience, and it's just amazing to hear her talk about it.
It is. I could have sat there for a while, continued to ask questions.
I could have just listened to her talk about everything.
I mean, the way she dives in as to how psychics are.
Yes, I love that. I never even thought about that. I think that's so important to learn. Which psychic, because a psychic that might be good for you might not be for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's just like doctors. Like, it's like a whole nother form. Like, you really connect to a doctor or something like that, and you're like, that's the only doctor I'm going to for the rest of my life. And you know what? Now that I look on psychics after talking with her,
yeah,
like, I want to find my psychic soulmate, maybe.
Who knows? Bitch, what if I open enough?
I don't want you to tell my future, because you're biased as hell.
No, I'm just stating in fact. What if I became a psychic? That'd be dope.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't let you,
I wouldn't let you.
Yeah. Like, I love you.
I love you, but there's no way in hell I'd let you tell me my future because we'd just fuck with each other.
Yeah, we're both way too biased. But, oh my God, she's so amazing. Please, guys, go share her some love.
Share.
Well, share the love.
Yeah, share the love, show the love, check her out.
Yeah.
She's a very interesting, very interesting.
She's written books. She's been in books. She goes to,
conventions.
But yeah, I would love to go to one. She was talking about all those.
What, in Canada? We should go to Canada, bitch.
We should go to Canada.
Bitch, all we gotta do is bring our driver's license. We don't even need a passport.
We're going to Canada.
Fuck yeah, we're going to Canada.
We're still working on those high fives, though.
You know what? At least we made it on the first time.
That is true. We didn't completely miss.
Yeah, it's not like we have a video of us missing 7 times in a row.
Yeah. But, so per usual, the normal spiel, if you have any experiences, maybe you've gone to a psychic and you had a great experience, or maybe you felt, short by a scam artist, kind of like I almost was. I did end up having to block that account because she actually tried to threaten me. It got real hostile.
So I'm glad you blocked it.
Yeah, I'm actually going to show you after so you can also block them.
Just in case. It sounds good. Maybe they'll vibe that we're talking.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll psych it out.
But
if you have any experience, ghostly, paranormal,
whatever.
You have an alien sighting, anything.
Even if you want to be like, yo, bitch, what's good?
Yeah, whatever.
We'll be like, yo, bitch, what's good?
Send it to beafraidofthedarkpodcast@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to give us some love on our social medias. Facebook, business page, and group. That is private.
Yes.
Twitter,
Instagram,
Instagram,
TikTok.
We are actually getting somewhat better at our TikTok.
We're doing great. I'm so proud. No, we're not. We're not that great at it.
But we're getting better. We promise.
If we could show you the text messages of us saying, okay, we really need to do some TikToks tonight. And then Britt gets here and we lay in my bed and eat tacos.
Which is what we did before this episode.
And nacho fries. Taco Bell sponsor us.
But yes, I think that's all of it, right? TikTok, Instagram.
I think so. All the Soshis.
All the socials.
All the Soshi-Yoshis.
All right, until next time.
Brian.
Remember, don't look behind you.